Hi, I'm Jordan Crook with TechCrunch, and I'm here with Michael Heyward, who is the co-founder of Whisper. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Jordan.
How you doing, bud?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
You just finished your interview with Michael.
I know.
How do you feel like it went?
He drained all the energy out of me. No, actually.
I hope not.
You know, for you, I always have energy. Jordan. I thought it went well. You know,
I think so too.
I think it's hard to kind of communicate everything in such a short span of time, but I think it went well.
Yeah.
Went certainly a lot better than our prep call.
Did you? We won't get into that.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see the secret interview yesterday?
I did.
What did you think of that?
You know, I thought Ryan asked really good questions, and I think that
You don't have to be so diplomatic. I can see you churning right now.
Well, you know what it is, to be like totally honest.
Because I thought it went awful.
Well, but here's the thing.
honest.
It irks me, like when other people talk about like my company, because I'm always like, they're not in the building. They don't really know what it's going on, and also like, I know like stressed I was for my interview with Arrington, so I imagine they were probably stressed out too.
Yeah.
And so like I'd rather just not even talk about it, to be honest, because it just irks me so much when people talk about me or our company, and I'm like, they don't know, you know.
Yeah, it's stressful.
So I just
It is. It's intense to be up there.
It's hard, and it's hard to like get your message across, right? Because sometimes it's about, are you like a really good public speaker, and are you a really good communicator? Like sometimes that becomes more important than like the merits of what you're actually talking about.
Right.
And I think it's that, you know, that's the trouble with that's the hard thing about these events, is like you get judged based on this very, very small snippet.
Right. Okay. So one of the things that Mike kept kind of hammering with you, and that I kind of want to give you more of a chance to explain, I guess, is so he seemed to think that there was a difference between the mission statement of an empathetic world and truth, and you seem to think that those two things are aligned.
Well, I mean, the thing is that I don't have an agenda around specific issues, right? And so like at least as it relates to the platform, right? Like we have kind of things that I like to talk about and things that I learn from the platform, but and so because of that, like we try and be really objective, and the way that we do that is just by, again, like creating this place where we say this is what's inbounds, this is what's out of bounds, right? If you're in the public domain, it's inbounds, right? And I think it becomes very difficult when you want to say, like, start picking and choosing your issues and say, oh, this is what I care about, this is what I don't care about, and we're just going to use that to push my own personal agenda. I don't think that's necessarily right. And a lot of people will look at this and they'll say, oh, he's being hypocritical, and that's just, he's being diplomatic. And like, again, like celebrity gossip it's not interesting to me, right? At all. Like I really couldn't care less. But again, I think that we are not, again, I've said this again and again, we're not in the business of censorship, right? And I think, again, the challenge with like something like Gwyneth Paltrow is that like she is in the service of the public, right? And so it's different rules apply when you are a public figure.
I agree. I was on Team Michael for that one. You
Michael Heyward, not Michael Arrington.
Michael Heyward.
Right, and then I think also, the other point is that like we, because he brought up Neatson,
Neatson Zimmerman.
Yeah,
Gawker.
who we recently hired from Gawker. And the reason we hired Neatson, right, is his ability to kind of curate and edit and kind of help tell these stories, right?
Right.
And there are these storylines that come off of these posts from Whisper that are, again, it's not like this like specific piece of news. It's more this very general overarching thing. And like, for example, like the PTSD thing. So we wrote a post where we looked at this issue of PTSD in veterans, right? And so one of the things we examined was, if you look at the month of March, right? So the month of March was the first time since we invaded Afghanistan that we had 0 combat fatalities, right? Like not one person died in combat in Afghanistan. The month of March, we also had 660 U.S. vets take their own life, right? Like just like in December and January and February, like,
Right.
those are the numbers, 22 per day, right? every day we see posts on Whisper from soldiers. Like we have hundreds of thousands of soldiers on Whisper who use this product to say things that they would never, feel comfortable saying anywhere else, right? And like that's not, again, like and I encourage everyone to read this post that Nitzan did on BuzzFeed, like because this is not something I'm whispering about. Like this is something I'm shouting about, and like, we're gonna keep shouting about it over and over and over and over again, like until like something changes, right? And this is why we have an editorial group, right? Is to be able to kind of pull these things, these larger stories together.
So, but like, is that, because I'm really interested in the kind of preventative data that you're talking about, I guess. Like, so you can see that people are sadder in Seattle and that they're happier in San Diego.
And this is, again, like the power of Whisper is that we're able to look at all this amazing data and say, like, okay, what's going on at like Cornell?
But how do you act on it? Is that Nitzan? Is that the editorial?
No, I think part of it is it's a lot of different ways. Like we work with nonprofits, like and then we also just provide this platform where a lot of people use it in different ways, right? So like the AFL CIO has been talking a lot about unemployment benefits, right? They're constantly tweeting out whispers and taking collections of whispers where people are like, I'm 26 and I have a college degree and I just can't get a job,
right?
Like, and I'm hungry. Like, and I have no food, right? Like we can't even comprehend what that feels like.
Yeah.
This is a real thing. And people are using this platform to voice those kinds of things, and then people are taking that off the platform and trying to give this information to people.
Right. So I would absolutely love to talk to you for another 7 minutes, but I've gone over, and my producer.
I have this tendency to just talk.
I could listen forever too. I could just listen forever.
And need to learn how to
get
distill.
lost in those eyes.
Will you media train me? I need to learn how to distill.
Okay.
We'll do live media training.
Give me a high five. Thank you, Michael. That's it for Whisper.
Thank you.